But that's all right. It's me and you. We got a special kind of friendship.
I am not your friend.
Sure you are. Fishing buddy?
Here you are, fishing buddy. Yeah. Morning, guys. Nothing's running right this morning because Martin went and looks like he broke his foot last night. Oh.
We were doing it at the same time, sorry.
Yeah, but you let me do it. Let me do it. If Martin's not here, I'll go ahead and do these things, babe.
Okay.
Man. I feel like absolute shite this morning.
That is sad.
Gambit looks like he's first in the house. Snorty's next, then Penny. Good morning, guys. I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Martin isn't.
Well, he had a bad night, I think, because that happened last night. So.
Yeah, but now it's today, and I'm going to say that he's probably not having a good day.
Well, yeah, it was just after 7. It's 7 a.m. when he called me.
Otherwise, he would be here.
You never know how long things take at the hospital. So.
I do here between 8 to 12 hours.
Well, yeah,
I was in the ER that one time for a nasty tear, and as a diabetic, I had to be careful. I sat there for 12 hours. Nobody ever saw me. And I just got up and checked myself out, and they're like, "Are you here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because I think I'd rather go home and die than to have to sit in a chair this any longer. One of your uncomfortable chairs." So they're like, "Oh, you didn't have to say that." And I said, "Well, you didn't have to take this fucking long."
Yeah, I don't know how things are in Mexico. Over here, you certainly don't wait that long.
Well, as you've heard, people are going to Mexico in droves to get their fucking medical care.
Really?
No. No.
I don't know. We have medical tourism over here.
I will tell you this, dental care.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. People go to Hungary for dental care here.
Same thing for Mexico. And what it is they have clinics set up there with American doctors. These dentists go down there because it's cheaper to have a practice down there. And they're able to do things for their patients that are more affordable. But I look at that and I'm like, with the threat of cartels and other things down there, I don't think the trade-off's really worth it. Anyway, that's just what I'm thinking. So, but yeah, all you guys, send Martin a happy wish, and that he recovers quickly from this, because I don't know if it's the toe or foot. I don't know.
He said foot. He said he smashed his foot into the door.
Well, when I hear smashed into a door, I think toes.
No, he would have said toe. He said his foot is broken. He knows his words.
How did he do it? How did he smash his foot into a door?
We'll have to wait until he gets here to ask.
Breaking his toes. Ouch, heal quickly, Martin. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway.
Penny has foot stuff going on too.
Y'all getting a pedicure? Yeah, I dare you guys to say that to Martin. How'd your pedicure go?
Yeah, no.
How'd your petty go? You get a good petty?
You would be asshole enough to do that.
Yeah, stop smashing your foot into things to get attention, Martin. So, but anyway, we're going to be talking a little bit about this today. This is we're celebrating Graham Greene's acting career, and I got to be honest, as good an actor as he was, he should have been in more films. And this is just, again, Hollywood. Hollywood being Hollywood, they just forget people left and right, no matter how fucking gifted an actor they are.
I mean, they're really assholes. They didn't even consider him for the part at first.
Oh, man. I look forward to when the Cyberprophet kicks in. Oh, you missed what we were saying, that Martin apparently is went to the hospital last night with a broken foot. I don't know how he broke it, other than he smashed his foot into a door and somehow broke the foot, not his toes.
You can smash the side,
I criticized this film yesterday because I disagree. I feel this movie takes a particular slant, and worse than that slant, it kind of has this weird, we're going to make American Indians mystical again. And it's like, stop doing that. Stop doing
that. Yeah, that was weird.
And but I still like this movie. I really do. I like Val Kilmer's part in it, and I really love Graham Greene's character.
He's the best part of this.
Doing some ribs on my thighs.
I don't know what that means.
Is that like seasoning? Are you talking about like your thighs or like chicken thighs? What are you talking about here, Gambit? Man, you need to stop doing cocaine in the morning.
Your gyms have chicken inside? You're weird. He's at the gym.
Yeah, I'm being a smartass. Jesus Christ. Hey, Gary, hey, chat, Anima. Narrows eyes at her. Narrows eyes at her because of the Muppets.
Yes, it's always the Muppets thing. She'll never let that go.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out more later. I woke up to Anima telling me this, and I'm like doing things, and I don't have time to message Martin yet. So.
Well, I haven't heard back from him, and yeah. There's no point in messaging him while he's at the hospital, I think.
Yeah, I actually considered like last second doing a joke, going, I'm sorry, we lost Martin. Anima can't remember where she put him.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that totally helps. The fuck is a trim?
Apparently some kind of workout. I don't know.
I've weight trained my whole life. I've never heard of trims.
Maybe it's something
new. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Oh, a new exercise they created. Trims. Nobody ever thought of doing before. Let me go see what I can find out. Oh, trim in 6 weeks? Is that what you're talking about? Apparently that's a thing. Wacka, wacka, wacka. Fozzie Bear.
What?
Yeah, that's Fozzie Bear.
Yeah, let's just. It's always fun when you guys are talking about something that I haven't even heard of yet. I feel like I'm from a different planet sometimes.
Yeah. It does seem that sometimes.
Asshole.
So anyway, I don't know, man. This extra show a week is fucking hard on me.
It's the last one.
I was up till 3 o'clock drawing, and then I got to be prepped for this. It's like I'm trying to fucking do my job, and it's like it's so hard. I just can't do this, and I'm so glad to hear from Patrick that he's going to be able to do this because I will keep doing this as long as he needs it, but damn it, I really don't like doing this. I feel like I'm just working around the clock. You know, it's like, because it's hard for me to draw when you and I are hanging out. And so I end up like saving it until after our evening's done, and then I can start working. And then I end up working to, whatever billion o'clock it is. And then it's like, oh, I got to do a show in the morning. And I'm looking at it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh my God, I better go right to sleep. And of course, I never go right to sleep.
No, that's not how it works.
Pigs in space. Yeah, I love Pigs in Space, man.
No idea, Ariel. You want that bad.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay.
Those are his workout days, apparently.
Not Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The way we always did it, like you work out on your lower half one day, the next day you work out on your upper half, and you take the weekend off. All I'm thinking when Gambit talks about training is he's one of those beach muscle bums flexing his muscles. You know, it would be really weird flexing somebody else's muscles. That would just be really weird, right? Because they're not yours. So how are you flexing them?
Isn't that what PT people do?
No. No, I still have to do the stuff. They're not doing it for me. No.
I don't know. I've never done PT.
No, they give you a lot of resistance, but it's still you doing everything. The only time that they ever do anything is like where they're doing something is it's not really doing anything with the muscle. They're working with my spine. And they're trying to loosen things up with my neck. Somebody just messaged.
Better check. It might be Martin.
That's what I'm doing. And Patrick said that if he's feeling up to it, he would drop in to see us today. But I don't know how he's feeling. I haven't heard from him in 2 days. Yeah. That was Keith sending me another fucking video.
Oh. He and his
videos. I swear to God, man. Keith is, if he wasn't like one of my closest, dearest friends, I would probably like block him for spamming. He sends me crap that I don't fucking want to watch, or stuff that I've already seen. And I'm like, dude, I've already seen this like 2 weeks ago. You're just getting to it. Keith's not here, Ariel. He's messaging me. I tease him all the time. I tease him about everything. Then it's what I do with my friends. I tease them. So, but Keith, I think he's been home for a few, and he's getting ready to go to bed. I better spam Gary with another video that he's not going to watch. Yeah, he sent me a video, 450,000 views, 8.2 thousand reactions, real by Rejoicing 52. And it looks like an AI animated thing, and I could give two shits to watch.
Oh, yeah, I don't care for those.
Oh, I can hardly wait to watch a video of not real people. It's one thing if somebody drew it, but when a computer makes it, it's like, I don't give two shits about it. We need Trek and Muppets to have a crossover, damn it. Well, they kind of did that with Pigs in Space. It was kind of a nod to Star Trek. And God, I haven't watched that stuff in so long. It's not so much based on a true story. It's a completely fictitious story, loosely inspired by the events at Wounded Knee.
Yeah.
But it's like they kind of do the atypical thing where it's one of the cops, it's a bad guy. Oh yeah. And it's like, oh man, it's the guy he fucking looked up to. Oh man, now he's losing his father figure and all this other bullshit's going on in his story. He's found another father figure who's an American Indian that's helped open his eyes to the mystical spiritual side of his fucking American Indian heritage. It's just like, oh my God. It's like, I want you to give me a story about American Indians that really sounds like a fucking ignorant white guy wrote it. There you go. Here's the movie. Anyway, no,
he did live on the reservation though, the writer. He spent 5 years there. He even learned Lakota.
Good on him for at least doing that, but it's dangerous to go on the res because it's not so much like the old timers or the serious ones. It's a lot of the young people that are like teenagers go through their rage phase, but when American Indian tribes do it, well, you end up like with me when I get a call on the Muckleshoot reservation casino, and we go there at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we come walking out with the patient on the gurney to find our ambulance flipped upside down with the lights rotating on the ground, and we were like, well, how'd they do that? And
that's such a fucked up thing to do. I mean, you could have a patient with a fucking heart attack.
I told you when I worked in the medical field, one of the things that was offered to me was to volunteer to go work on reservation in the medical field, and I ended up meeting a lot of doctors and nurses that had done work on the reservations, and every single female nurse I met had been RAPED.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And I'm like, why would you fucking go there then? And they said it's an anger issue, it's a rage issue, and it's always the younger people. They go through this fucking thing. Bad cop, dun dun dun. Bad cop, dun dun dun. Springfield cops are on the job, but what do you expect without the pay that we get? Bad cops, dun dun dun. Okay, there you go.
The cops are kind of bad in this. They're so over the top.
Well, you have this one group on there that's Fred Ward's part of, which is, again, they got to go to extremes. It's sort of my complaint yesterday that when we were talking about that scene in Dances with Wolves where you meet all these soldiers and all of a sudden the soldiers are shown in each one of them in a villainous light. Even really, to be honest with you, even Charles Rocket's character is just letting this shit happen, not being in command of his people. And it's just like, man, come on, man. It's like, I get it. You want to make it easier for the audience to hate these guys so it's okay with them when they get killed. It's like, no, let's show the complexity of murder and show that sometimes we have to do things and have to hurt people that we don't want to, and it's okay to do that. But no, they did that. And they do that in this movie in spades. It's just all over the fucking place. They create these two-dimensional fucking bad guys that, there's no character arc for them. There is no character arc for them. They're non-playable characters that are there for only one reason, to help drive the story forward. And I think that's lazy writing when you do that. Well, I got to tell you, James Horner did a fine job on this, and I mean, it's not fucking John Barry with the previous film, but look, Val Kilmer wanted to play a character that was interesting, and I mean, the guy goes on a vision quest without even doing anything. It's like, what? You usually got to do something to have a vision quest. He even says it in the movie. The Graham Greene character was like, some Indians go all their life, you know, never getting it, and you just fucking fall asleep here and have one. It's like, that was kind of annoying. It wasn't just annoying to the character, it was annoying watching the film. Still, I don't know. I like this movie. I do. I like the film. But they talk about white saviors so much with Dances with Wolves, even though it's not really what's happening there. They're saving him as much as he's helping them. You know, they've helped him find who he is. But this movie is really, really kind of about white villain, white savior.
Yeah.
What happened to Tachi-Yokut Reservation back in the day? Grammy said that when they got so extremely bad, not just the Youngians, when they were causing car accidents, forcing cops to stay away. Yeah. And by the way, I told Anima, I said, when I lived in Phoenix, you know, we lived in Mesa, and my office was in Phoenix where I worked. And I had to go all the way north and hit the highway that turns right onto the reservation. You got to cross the reservation to get all the way to my office, and you do about 10 miles on that fucking driving on that reservation. And I'm going to tell you, don't even try going 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. They will fucking pull you. Res cops will fucking pull you. You look at your speed constantly when you're driving on that little highway, because they are ticket happy. That's part of their income.
Oh, okay.
Plus, they have the shops that are set up right on the edge of the reservation for people to go in there and buy liquor and cigarettes without having to pay sin taxes. So it's cheaper to buy your smoky treats and your booze on the reservation.
Let's start this.
The county finally had enough, and they did. One, got the Lemoore Naval Air Station involved for backup for their MPs. Two, they shut down their power grid. It's one way of stopping bad behavior, and it's not the tribe's fault. It's fucking young people, man, disrespecting their elders by doing that. They're absolutely not respecting their fucking people doing that shit. Hi, Joe. What's up, brother?
Hi, Joe. You want to join us?
No, not really. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm speaking for Joe again.
No, because I didn't send out any invites because nobody's ever joining us on Tuesdays. So.
And the one thing I did learn, you know, through my family, because you've heard me talk about my cousin Gomer. He grew up on the reservation up in Illinois, and we have a lot of American Indian in our family, and I'm maxed out at 1% Chippewa or Ojibwe, which is something, you know, my family is very proud of having in there. Although I heard about my great grandfather, who was the most Chippewa, and what an asshole he was, and he's the one who I told you kicked my grandpa and my great uncle out when they were children, kicked them out of the house, and they ended up having to be taken in the boys' town up in Chicago called St. Charles. I don't know. Tuesdays.
I say Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
No. Stop it. Anyway, do you want me to get to the depressing part? All the people working on this who are dead now?
Oh, yeah. Let's just basically say you three main stars, all four of your main stars are dead.
Way more than that, Gary.
Well, your main stars. That means your main. Oh, wait. He's not really a star, but he's dead too. Fred Thomason was a. I love. By the way, I do like Michael Apted as a director. He was a politician and an actor, and was in a lot of good TV shows and movies. And he was, I guess, a halfway decent politician. Never heard any complaints about him, that he was a straight shooter. But yeah, you've got Val Kilmer gone. Sam Shepard, gone. Graham Greene, gone. Fred Ward, gone. That was your 4 main names in the movie.
Yeah.
So basically, your upper cast in this are gone. They're all dead.
Yeah, but if you go on IMDb and just go into the direction and click on them, they're all gone. Fred Thompson died in 2015. Ted Elk died in 97. John Trudell died in 2015. And Julius Drum died in 2007 at only 49 years old. And then, of course, James Horner is no longer with us because he crashed his plane in 2015. So that's the bad thing about this movie.
The biggest shock in the story is that James Horner was a pilot.
Yeah. Was a pilot and flying in his plane and then crashed.
He made the mistake of mixing his jobs and tried to conduct while he was flying.
That was dark.
Yeah, that's my humor. Is he the guy that was the character commander? Yes, that's him. He tells the other officer to take it easy on him, then tells Jack Ryan's backstory. And the incident at Wounded Knee was a bad, ugly situation.
Yeah. But I think things like that have been happening ever since they put Indians in reservations, right?
Well, I mean,
you get riots when you do that.
We pretty much had set something up that if it had run the way it was supposed to run, would have been fine. But we had problems with politicians from the get-go. One of the reasons why I keep telling people that we need to take Andrew Jackson off of the 20, man, because when you look at what that guy did, our government had just gotten these fresh new treaties, and he said, no, we need to move on these areas. And he's like, we just signed these treaties, you can't do that. And Andrew Jackson's response to Congress was, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to bring the U.S. Army and you bring who you've got, and we'll see who wins the day. And that's Andrew Jackson. You know, so we've always had politicians who are fucking shitheels when they dealt with these things. So back in December 29th of 1890, in the same area, in the incident known as Wounded Knee Massacre, the United States 7th Cav killed more than 300 men, women, and children who were being relocated to the Sioux Reservation at Pine Ridge. On February 27th of 1973, during the Wounded Knee occupation, the American Indian Movement, AIM, occupied the Pine Ridge Reservation near Wounded Knee to protest against the federal government and its policies related to Native Americans. So a 71-day standoff between federal authorities and the AIM ensued, and the group members surrendered eventually on May 8th. And the movie gets kind of confusing because when it brings up the Wounded Knee incident, they kind of say it in such a way that it's like they're saying that the massacre took place in modern times, but no. The ghosts that he's seeing are from the earlier incident when the 7th Cav came in there and massacred those guys. And so it's really confusing. They conflated the two things in a way in the writing that if you don't know your history, you're going to get confused by what happened. But there's so many compelling things, because like I talk about something in one of my scripts that I wrote that deals with, because I have a lot of American Indian friends that I'm close with. One of the closest friends, Shane Moore, and we talked about how women disappear off reservations, young to in their 20s, possibly early 30s. They just disappear. Nobody knows what happens to them. And I keep telling people, you know where they're going. They've been sold. And some of them aren't going to live. And this stuff just sort of ends up happening, and everybody sort of seems to turn a blind eye to it. It's been going on. Some of the biggest incidents took place in the 70s. Now you meet this guy played by Sam Shepard, and Sam Shepard is probably one of the most disappointing characters in the film, because he's FBI agent Frank Kutel, who is sort of like the father figure for Val Kilmer, even though Val Kilmer's at an age where he shouldn't be looking for father figures. And he's like this straight-laced. Well, his dad was Sue, and he was a drunk. But he was a drunk probably for a reason, because he was dealing with demons.
Yeah.
Self-medicating. And one thing that shocked Animal is just the sheer brutality of taking people to the ground. And it's like, well, that's pretty much how they do it. You see you watch these old cop shows and stuff, and you see him gently handcuffing him, the person complying. Like, it doesn't really work like that. They take you to the fucking ground. I was like, when I got arrested, the last time I was arrested, I was very compliant. I'm like, okay. I said, just not in front of my kid, man. That's not right. And they waited until she was gone before they handcuffed me. And I was extremely compliant. But I've seen fucking people get the shit kicked out of them by the cops.
Yeah, that doesn't happen here.
Because, they didn't want to be compliant. And I'm talking about even rednecks, man. They go, oh, it's only people of color. No, I've watched white people get the fucking shit stomped out of them by the cops. I watched one night, a guy I knew, a cop I knew, that we watched him grab my late friend. He just died a year ago. God, man, the guy was a cool dude. His name was Stump. And he was kind of like the local pot dealer. I knew him really well. He was an upperclassman. And I watched him one night at McDonald's get fucking arrested, and they were roughing him up, and he was being very compliant. And we all went, hey, dude, when they were knocking the shit out of him. And the cops turned, and this cop that knew me looked me right in the fucking face, asking, you want some of this? And I'm like, man, I know your mom. The fuck, dude? I know your whole family. What are you talking to me like that? And
these people they only join the police so they have power, and they enjoy doing that.
Well, I still have more to go here. And he, that was Jimmy Chris, ended up being one of the cops busted for that ring of cops that were breaking into local stores and stealing shit and keeping stuff in storage. And he went to prison. And I'm like, wow. So that's what corrupt looks like. Now, Fred Ward, great fucking actor, by the way, but he plays this group, and all of them are the fucking atypical fucking hateful rednecks. I grew up around rednecks. Most of them are not like that, but they got to do that because you have to hate these guys. We got to create characters that can't be gray. Today they can make villains that are gray, but even though they're still villains. But in these people aren't villains. Most of them aren't. There's a select few of them that are, because they're corrupt. It's always about corruption. And it's the guys at the top of the groups that are usually corrupt. Everybody down below are usually thinking, well, this is my job. This is what I do.
Yeah. What confused me with this, why is the FBI sent there? An Indian is being murdered in an Indian reservation, and they have their own police. Why does the FBI get involved?
Because it's a reservation.
So?
Okay. Federal reservation. Are you understanding yet?
I don't understand how the whole system works. I'm European.
The FBI means Federal Bureau of Investigation. Then you have these reservations that are on federally reserved land. Are you seeing that one word connection?
So every little shit that happens there, the FBI does the investigation instead of normal police?
Yeah, because it's not their fucking territory. It's the federal government's territory. And they have to work with the reservation police, which often is not the case. They end up being at odds with them.
But they are kind of at odds here. Val Kilmer and Graham Greene. Their banter is funny.
Well, the one thing that saves this is the dialogue.
Especially
also,
between us two, yeah.
You have some of the same actors in this that were in Dances with Wolves. Yeah, it's federally reserved land, hence the name reservation.
I didn't know that. I know you have reservations. That's all I know.
They are reserved by the federal government for that tribe. Dude, when I worked in the club business, can't tell you how many times our security would kick. Okay, somebody just moused over it, so I can't read it now. So would kick the shiza out of someone right in the front of the cops. Just let us know when you want the cuffs on them.
I don't know what to make of that.
What?
What Joe just said.
They're saying that before the people were handed over to the cops, they'd knock the shit out of the troublemakers in front of the cops, and the cops wouldn't do shit until they're ready to take them into custody.
I'm glad I never worked in clubs. They seem to attract assholes.
I've done security. I was a bouncer.
Yeah, I'm not saying all security guys are like that, but clubs just attract that people.
So, and one of the things that, you know, I wanted to, it was hard to point out to Enma, because Enma just couldn't like grasp, like, why are they being, that's the way they're trained to do it. You don't fuck around, because your presumption is this person's dangerous. You presume they're dangerous, and you treat them as such. Movies and TV shows where they show the cops like gentle cuffing and all that stuff, that's the fantasy. It doesn't work that way.
No, that's very much the reality here. We don't have police violence.
No, you have other kinds.
It works. So I don't know. This always seems brutal to me.
It's basically the way you're trained is to not expect compliance, but to expect adversity. And so therefore you take physical control of the situation. And it's what they're trained to do. Well, what ends up happening a lot of the times when you start working in cities that have a lot of violence in them, you know, violent crimes, you have guys that have one too many fucking times had to de-escalate a situation, and next thing you know, they get kind of fucking tired of it, and that's where you'll see guys that just kind of manhandle. Rather than trying to de-escalate, they hit a point where it's like, yeah, I'm fucking done with this shit. And
that's what our police are trying to do, de-escalate.
Well, oh my God. Oh, everything's so perfect in Europe. It's like, look, stop it.
That's not what I'm saying.
You have de-escalating cops here that are good at it. They usually haven't been burned out yet. And you get these guys that are burned out, and they just do the fucking job. By the way, this is great. One of the best things I like about this movie is the relationship between Graham Greene's character and Val Kilmer's character as Ray Lavoie, and how Graham Greene just, every time he sees him, he fucking flips him a bird.
Yeah. I mean, they hate each other in the beginning.
Oh, the Eloy. The Eloy. I think is that what you're trying to say, Eloy? Madam President Penny?
No, Eloise. That's her way of saying hello.
Oh, English. Gotcha. Oh, I didn't even see that. Penny's here. Hi. Hi, Penny.
You made a joke about her going to a pedicure while Martin gets his broken foot checked. She was here at the beginning.
No, I was making a joke that he was going to get a pedicure. That was the joke. But he didn't break his foot. He was getting a pedi. I don't need to listen to the tree. Yeah, this is the movie's problem with me, is the whole mystic shit. Stop it. Stop with the mystic American Indian thing. Look, no doubt a lot of them believe in that stuff. I have friends that believe in a lot of mystical shit. And I just look at them and go, man, I've been in this life for a long time. And what I have found is wind doesn't scare me. Wind doesn't impact me other than to push me one direction or the other. I'm more, I've become more and more like Han Solo in Star Wars, the first Star Wars. It's like it's all one mystical force out there affecting my life. That's pretty much the way I look at it. It's like whichever the way the wind blows, I go. And I just watch people, and I've just learned not to trust people. I've learned that will get you fucking killed in this life. Well, the film was shot in South Dakota on location.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm so glad Greene got this part, because they offered it to Richard Gere first. Richard Gere playing an Indian cop?
Hollywood.
Really? Are you fucking kidding me?
You've got a guy with Scandinavian blood playing somebody that's like half American Indian or a quarter American Indian. It's like, come on, man.
A quarter, and he says that a great grandparent of his is Indian. Val Kilmer, that is. Yeah, the choice was weird. He doesn't look Indian at all, and he's supposed to be a quarter.
It's the whole, and everybody goes, well, Hollywood, man, they take the lead on being, progressive, and it's look, man, these people are some of the most racist motherfuckers you'll ever meet on the planet, and they're passively racist. But it's like, well, let's get Richard Gere to play this American Indian character. Let's
over an American Indian actor who just got nominated for a fucking Oscar. You wouldn't go to him. No, you go to Richard Gere. Thankfully, he was busy.
Man, I can't stand that guy as an actor. Only movie I ever liked with him, Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his either.
And I always hate the fact that you get to like this girl, sort of, because she's kind of a bitch, but, it's her wall. Her wall is up. And then just as soon as she drops her wall, she gets murdered. And it's like, I don't know, man. Who do you get your blood from? My heart?
No, she means his heritage, because grandma is so traditional that she wouldn't talk to white people, apparently.
The original motion picture soundtrack for Thunderheart was released by the Intrada Records music label on November 24th of 1992. The score for the film was composed by James Horner, while original songs written by musical artists like Bruce Springsteen, Ali Olmo, and Sonny Lemaire, among others, were used in between dialogue shots throughout the film. Jim Henriksen edited the film's music. He was the guy who put the music together. Not the compositions, but the music. The paperback novel published by HarperCollins, titled Thunderheart, based on John Fusco's screenplay, was released on May 28, 1992. The book dramatizes the fictionalized events of the Wounded Knee incident as depicted in the film. It expands on the ideas of how an FBI agent's assignment to uncover the truth behind the violence on the Indian reservation leads to a wide-range conspiracy that, by the way, was not the case. It's just for the movie, which is bah, 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 real estate.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I'm O positive.
That's am I.
That was And of course, they play this character as kind of an all shucks kind of character. That's why they got Sam Shepard, because Sam Shepard's really good at those characters.
I love that he immediately, as they start the investigation, he gets bitten by a badger.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was. And when they do the paperwork, they totally tweak the story because it's too goofy. They
Yeah,
say he
I
got
said
wounded
that.
or something.
I said that 5 minutes ago, Gambit. But thank you. I think he's watching other people's shows and then coming back and just saying stuff.
Yeah, maybe he's hopping between live streams. I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about.
I do.
Should they do a movie about this?
Yeah, it's got a fucking story. It's got a fucking story. And again, it's always about real estate, and that was about fucking real estate again.
Read this.
What?
What
The only
Snorty
thing
just said.
Richard Gere has in him is a gerbil. Yeah.
Apparently Snorty isn't a fan either.
And I believe Snorty. I believe Stallone started it. Because Stallone was one of the most vocal fucking people in Hollywood who hated Richard Gere's guts since the 70s. Fucking, he was gonna beat his ass. It was that bad because he got fucking chili sauce on his fucking costume and on the seat of his real car. After he told him not to eat that in there because he's gonna fucking get it in all over the place. And Gere just chuckled it off, whatever. And then fucking, yeah, he got fired from the movie. Stallone told him or me, and they chose Stallone. And he was pretty much a nobody at that point. Lords of Flatbush. And so it wasn't, but a handful of years later, that rumor about the gerbil started.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it started when I was in high school.
Oh, that's Grandpa.
Yeah, because the
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, worst guy to deliver quips is Stallone. Stallone cannot deliver a quip.
No,
he can't. Save his fucking life.
Shouldn't. That's an Arnold thing.
It's Keith. I keep getting alerts. Keith dropping fucking videos. I'm gonna close Facebook.
Yeah, better do that. You're not usually doing a show at this time on Tuesday, but I guess he's doing it whether you're doing a show or not on other days too.
Yeah, part of the problem they had with that that muscle, I don't know if you say it as slough or slough, because it's spelled like slough, but some people pronounce that when it's a location as slough. So the Muscle Slough tragedy took place in, I think, the 1880s, which was really when we had people think that it's new, this whole problem with the media. No, we had muckrakers in the news back in the 1880s, and they were fucking horrible fucking human beings, just like the media today. Same kind of fucking pieces of shit. Well, what you find, Gambit, is that, you know, in law enforcement, it's the same thing I ran into when I was a paramedic. Is you get these guys that are there for the fucking paycheck because they're burned out. And I told my partner, man, I said, I hope I leave to go do something else before I lose my humanity. You know, because if I can't feel compassion for the people I'm trying to help, then I shouldn't be in the field. You shouldn't be doing it.
Some jobs you just can't do forever. Yeah.
Yeah, in the 1880s. Yep. And, you know, you saw those railroad barons. God damn you, Wright brothers. And later, God damn you, Greyhound.
Right. I love Grandpa Sam.
And he, of course,
He
was the
trading
chief.
system.
He was the chief in Dances with Wolves.
And he was a real Lakota elder.
Yep. Like, I remember back when the media started attacking New York City cops because of that incident where they shot that guy. And I think 72 shots were fired, and it was the wrong guy.
Wow.
He was an innocent person, murdered. And at the time, because I remember talking to other cops about this, that New York at that time had a policy that you were expected, if you've had to fire one shot, you fire all of them. That's a fucking crazy policy, and I'm glad that got changed. Because, like, if you have ammo, you expend it. You know, if you have to fire that first round, fire the rest of them. And that's how you ended up with that shooting. And it's this fucking crazy policy. It was also it was a problem because they were dragging their feet on the land titles. Oh yeah, that incident. And all that is just wakalapi is coffee with sage, infused sage. So,
And that takes you out. Sage and coffee. I
yeah,
would want to
sage.
try that.
I cannot stand the smell of sage. And it's different, like when you get the spice in food, like sausage, that sausage. I like the spices in sausage, but goddamn, man, when I smell real sage, I consider it pungent and an ugly smell.
It's okay in tea.
No, thank you.
But burning it,
You know what I like in my tea? Tea. That's it.
Yeah, you're a black tea drinker. I like all kinds of teas.
That and coffee. No creamer.
Yeah, if I drink black tea on an empty stomach, it doesn't end well. Black and green tea.
Not a fan of green teas, but I found out that, my God, that one, what was that tea I was drinking? Man, crap load of caffeine in it. It was green tea. Green
the
tea.
hibiscus one. Yeah, green tea has caffeine.
Oh God, I was like,
Yeah, you don't do caffeine that well. My coffee was too strong for you. That was funny.
Yeah, one thing I always liked about my buddy Shane was one of those cops that was really good at de-escalating situations. He was just a very calm dude. And I can tell by the person that he was a good cop. And then, of course, I read the history of his being a cop. He's decorated and heroic, and I wouldn't expect anything less from that guy. Yeah, I got to tell you, the best ass kicking I ever got was a compassionate ass kicking.
Who gave it to you?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Only fight I ever lost wasn't really a fight. This guy fucking sucker punched me. I turned and he fucking hit me right as I turned. Because he said something smart ass to me, and I've got a quick retort, and I retorted. And I turned about to chuckle, and he fucking waylaid me and knocked me back over the benches. Sort of went, whoa, because boy fell down, and I got up. Fight was over. There was no fight. It was over, and I wanted to kill him. And if I got my hands on him, I probably would have knocked the shit out of him. And then the fucker becomes a friend of mine, and I resented his friendship for years because I always felt like I owed him one. But I was happy later because my buddy Craig Edwards was making a sci-fi movie, and he got hurt making it. And I remember I chuckled, went, ha! Karma's a motherfucker. Nobody knew what the fuck I was talking about because it was all in my head from years before. So anyway, if you neither have compassion or empathy, you're not going to get far. No, well, that's usually you're a sociopath if you don't have both of them. I mean, that's the first sign of the sociopathy is a lacking of empathy, which means you also lack compassion. Oh no, there's a bunch of guys coming in the pickup truck. Gotta be rednecks. Well,
they just shot at the house and hit the kid. So yeah, he's kind of shook right now.
And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that kid's arm was shattered where it hit.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really good about some injuries with kids is all the way up to a certain age, they'll get what's referred to as green stick fractures, which is really nasty because their bones are so flexible. So instead of breaking like a clean break, it'll shatter like the end of a twig. And it's gnarly. And that kind of situation, you probably end up with something like that, a bullet going through the bone, because that's almost all that's in that arm. Very little meat, mostly bone and skin. And I explained to her, I said, you would have what's referred to as an internal amputation, where it's probably amputated and only being held together by soft tissue. By the way, I don't talk about this very often, but I had one thing I would not tack on. I didn't want to tack on kid calls because my empathy goes into overload with children, and I get emotional. And we had this little kid, and he's just a little kid, and he got clipped by a horse, and ended up with
nasty.
He got partially scalped, and huge U-shaped skin flap backwards. And the parents had the wherewithal to put it back down. We came up there and we had to wash the wound and had to irrigate it and get him in the back of the ambulance. And then he was just crying. He was in so much pain. He was so scared. And I had turned to my female partner, the one who pissed herself. And I looked at her and I said, you got to take this call. And she's like, why? I said, I'm having trouble holding my emotions together because I'm empathic and his emotions are fucking hitting me. And I don't want to fucking cry in front of people. So I sat up in front and went away. It went away. I had the radio, because I have to talk on the radio. And that kept distracting me from the emotions going on back there with this poor kid. Yeah, I did not like kids getting hurt, man. Couldn't stand it.
I think most people have a problem with that, working in that field.
Ah, he confirmed it.
Confirmed what? Oh, that he's a black guy.
Yeah, he's from Africa. We didn't want to say that out loud because we didn't think it was our business, but we found out. We looked up who you are, Gambit. We're spying on you. No, we just found information on you. Thought that was cool.
We were just wondering whether you're a guy or a girl. We were tending towards guy.
Well, you never know. That's why it's like,
you never know. Yeah.
It's like I thought somebody was a girl by the name. No, it was a guy. It was like, oh, I just never pictured a man using that kind of name. Okay. But Gambit's one of those generic names. It doesn't say anything. And so, yeah. Anima was the one who told me something about you. I thought that was really cool. They put us on their ships, forcefully took us with them to the United States and managed us for hostile exhibitions. And what's funny is, people go, well, the white slavers in Africa. It's like, the what? The white slavers in Africa. Okay, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no such thing as white slavers. The slavery trade was run by other tribes in Africa. That's it, period. They sold to white slavers. Basically, the white slavers were the ones who bought them and transported them. Yo, man. But answer me on this, Gambit. Is it correct that you're originally from Africa? Because it's, what was it you read or something that you said sounded like that might be where he's from, Anima, because I can't remember.
That's what it is on his YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Does he have any videos?
I think
I didn't know he had a channel. First, I didn't know he had a channel.
Even I have one. You are on YouTube, you have a channel.
Well, yeah, I have multiple channels. Some of them I manage for other people and some are mine for different other things. The Ottomans. In fact, currently to today, Ariel, the biggest group of slavers in the world are Muslim.
Oh, that means you're in my time zone.
Good.
When you're having dinner?
Yeah, it seems like he was in Europe. Wasn't it
6
that he was in Europe?
Where am I? Yeah, I don't know. But dinner at 6 p.m. is really early.
And this is one of the great things that we have to thank Austria for, is for stopping the Ottomans.
Oh, yeah.
As well as, because of stopping them, they created one of the best pastries ever made, the croissant.
The croissant.
The croissant was created as to make fun of the Ottomans. They took the crescent
moon.
To
mock their flag, yeah.
Yeah.
And now the French claim it.
Yeah, fucking frogs.
They might have perfected it, but we had the idea.
Somebody actually says, why do they call them frogs? Because the FR in French went, no, because they eat frogs in France. Like,
yeah.
I ate frogs as a young man because of, our family had learned from Cajuns how to prepare them. And so we go gigging frogs and we fry them up in a black iron skillet, man. It's like having little tiny fucking chicken eggs.
But yeah, you only eat the legs, right? You don't eat the whole thing.
Oh, you don't eat But my sister, Luann, worked at a French restaurant in Mattoon, Illinois. And the chef found out that I love frog legs. And so, like, every once in a while, he'd send her home with a big styrofoam container of frog legs just for me. She'd bring it home for me. She goes, this is from Ennui. And I'm like, his name was Henri, but I called him Ennui.
Just to piss him off?
No, because Ennui has a different meaning. And not only those things, but my pasta is filled with beautiful orange gravy. What flavor is the orange gravy? I'm just curious. They used to eat a lot of bullfrogs over here until we basically hunted them from the area. Then we started to use frog farms, and then the most horrible accident happened. Oh, sweet Jesus. Like you say, frog farm and then accident, and I'm like, oh my God, genetics? What the fuck happened? Frankenstein frog? What?
I don't know.
My brain goes wild on that one. Henri. Well, Henri is well, Henri, but which was his name, but ennui means like boredom.
Yeah.
Sad, depressed boredom.
No, just boredom.
Oh, Italian. Okay. Yeah, I love. Man, I can eat the shit out of Italian food like all day long.
I like it too. It's very vegetarian friendly. Oh, here you go.
What?
She's continuing the story. She's full of shit.
People falling to the ground and being trampled by those frogs. Were they trampled to death? No. I mean, they're just frogs. It's just there's a lot of frogs on them. And a lot of people going, ooh, ooh, oh, ooh.
I know a lot of people who are grossed out by frogs.
I remember when I was a kid, I didn't like them because my brother Michael told me that, yeah, you get them in your hand, you feel that wet? That's them peeing on you. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, they pee on you. And I stopped handling frogs after that because that grossed me the fuck out that they pee on you. But I will tell you, I will still, if somebody is really good, knows how to grill frog legs, I will eat the shit out of those frog legs. And the bigger frogs are always better. Bullfrogs are the better ones to eat because you get the bit. They're just slightly smaller than the wing legs, what you get with wings. And they're a little smaller than that, but still, they're pretty. You eat like a bushel of those, and you've had a fucking meal. But all those poor legless frogs out on the street begging for money, they don't ever consider what that causes. Homeless legless frogs. I think one of the funniest things I ever read was Far Side, one cartoon, and I lost my shit. My dad's like, "The hell are you laughing at?" Because I was like losing my mind. It was a picture of a boneless chicken ranch. And it's a bunch of chickens just laying on the ground.
Oh God.
Laying flat on the ground. Boneless chicken ranch. Like there's such a thing. Anyway. So you heard them. I had the farms because the bigger. Yeah. Well, that's why they like salmon. They have salmon farms, and I have a problem with salmon farms because I don't think the salmon's as good as fresh cuts. Salmon, just not. But I'm not a fan of salmon. I'll eat salmon once in a blue fucking moon. I don't like salmon. It's not my kind of fish. I don't like it. I'd prefer whitefish. And don't make it racist. I just prefer perch. I like bass. I love catfish. And people are like, you shouldn't eat catfish because they're bottom dwellers. I'm like, fuck you. I've had catfish. It's fucking delicious. The character is going to set up the natives. Well, that's what the whole thing here is. This is all one big setup. And the person being set up the worst in this is Val Kilmer's character to believe in his partner, to trust his partner. Yeah, it's like the last time I had salmon was about a year ago. And it was really good. Nope. Lauren made salmon steaks about 2 months ago. Forgot about that. And they were really good. My problem with salmon steaks is they tend to be kind of dry, so you have to put a sauce on them. You have to have a sauce with it. It's my only problem with salmon. which is Dances with Wolves. The film showed a little empathy towards the. Yeah. I don't think this shows much empathy, and it makes American Indians out to be mystical fucking beings, and it's goofy. And somebody
you have
asked
these
me,
rowdy groups just driving around shooting at everything.
yeah, and everybody misbehaving.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's like, and somebody asked me if I believe in Vision Quest. I said, first of all, I'm a union. Of course I believe in Vision Quest, but I don't think they're mystical. I don't think there's anything magical about them. What it is as Jung talked about it, Carl Jung talked about it, is that your subconscious mind sees shit your conscious mind doesn't notice, and which is what your dreams are kind of all about. Your dreams are your subconscious trying to explain shit to your conscious mind, and your conscious mind going, I'll get it. Like you're basically, your conscious mind is John C. Reilly, and so Laurence Olivier on cocaine is your subconscious. And what Vision Quest does allows that breakdown in the human brain to where you are so exhausted and worn down that they find a means of communicating. And that's what happens, is your subconscious talks to your conscious mind. And that's what I believe, absolutely believe, the Vision Quest is. And I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, but that's not how it works in this movie. He's touching stuff and getting visions.
Yeah, it's just so fucking stupid. It's so stupid.
Every time he touches something Indian, he gets this weird LSD trippy visions.
Yeah. He can't even get a dog the normal way. Building a bond, it's got to be something mystical. Like this dog suddenly sitting next to him, like fully aware of what's going on with him. Oh.
So many problems with this movie.
Oh my God, I remember once, I got to tell you this. Tracy, Zoe's mom, I had taught her how to make white gravy, how to do it, and classic flour gravy. And I said, first you begin, as you're cooking the meat that you're going to use, you begin flouring the meat as you're cooking it. And then you add the fixings for the gravy once the meat's ready. And all that flour that's absorbed all that flavor from the meat becomes part of, and I mean, it's just got so much flavor to it. And I said, but the big thing is you have to constantly whisk or mix it. You can't stop for even a second. It's a constant thing. I said, and that if you don't pay attention to the mixing, you get lumpy gravy. And you don't want that. You got to constantly be whisking, because I use an actual whisk when I'm making gravy. And she tried to make the gravy one day, and it was lumpy. And I come into the kitchen, she's like crumpled on the counter, crying. It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. I couldn't make the gravy. And I'm like, now you know where Zoe gets the emotional stuff from.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Crying over fucking gravy. That's so
spilt milk. Yeah. And when I make white gravy, I make country style. It's usually sausage gravy. But I have made, like, I'll take chicken broth and make a gravy with it for when I do. Instead of making like chicken gravy, I make white gravy with chicken broth, and it's really good. And I'll put that on my chicken, like chicken fried steak, they call it. Or what I get is like chicken. I like chicken fried like you fry chicken fried steak. I love this scene so much because this was when I knew Shepard was fucking bent, because they find the fucking car and he gets angry. I'm like, why would he get angry about finding evidence?
I don't know.
I told you the only reason why he would is because he's involved.
Yeah, that gave it away to you. I didn't catch that early on.
No, white gravy is actually pretty good. Now, I don't make it the way I used to. I don't use flour. I use cornstarch because people go, "Oh, but it's got more sugar in it than flour." I said, "Yeah, but you use a lot less of it than you use flour." And I get a better consistency with the gravy, and so I prefer working with cornstarch. And white gravy is really good on chicken fried steak. It's really good on biscuits. And I loved it, by the way. I like to watch, Irish people eating American food, or English people, or Australians eating, because there's 3 channels I watch, and all of them, one time or another, tried biscuits and gravy. And that looks so gross. Smells
It
good
does.
though, but it looks so gross. And then you see like the one limey prick just take his first bite, and it's like he just became aware that heaven exists. I have become acutely aware that there is an alternate plane that we go to when we die. He found it while fucking eating a biscuits and gravy. And I tell people all the time, Australia too.
Look
I
who's
watch
here.
Oh, Martin. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
So, okay. Don't talk, Anima. How the fuck did you break your foot against the door? How did you? I don't understand how you did that without breaking your toes.
Oh, no. I'm first of all, is not anything is broken.
Okay,
good.
good.
Yeah, but I was walking barefoot, and the door opens towards you. So at the moment I was opening the door towards me, I just thrusted my foot forward, and boom. Dude, and they
That is not broken.
yeah, no, it's not broken. They have my toes have interesting colors that normally don't have.
Oh yeah, I
But-
bet.
But yeah, thank God.
We don't do the movies on your schedule, Tom. We do them on our schedule. And I felt it was necessary to finally push this movie forward because it's been on the list for a while. And we appreciate all the suggestions, but suggestions don't denote that we're going to do it when you want us to do it. We get to them when we get to them.
Besides,
Because I want to do films that I love and know about. And this is one of those films I do know a lot about, watched it. I enjoyed it, but I have a lot of problems with the fucking treatment of American Indians in it, in the writing, of treating them like mythical creatures. And it's like, fuck off with that. It's like anytime I make a movie about the Irish, we better have leprechauns in there.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing. It's so stupid, and it's insulting to do that. But the best part of this film is the actors and the dialogue. And because some of the premise just annoys the crap out of me. Is it based on it? No, it's inspired by an incident that took place in the 70s. And this scene too. He's like fucking having these fucking vision quests in this story. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Now, at least like in the movie Insomnia, there's a reason why the main character played by Al Pacino, and originally in the was it Dutch? I can't remember. The original film of Insomnia. Well, actually, it was a 2-parter. I think it was like a miniseries, where the character is seeing shit, and because he hasn't slept because of his guilt. His guilt has driven him to insomnia. So you have a character that, for no reason, discernible reason, is suddenly just having vision quests.
That is weird.
It's lazy fucking writing.
Yeah.
Dialogue's really good, though. I like the dialogue in this film. And the performances by the actors are just outstanding. This is one of those films, Snort. This is one of those, the noble savage. It's like, whatever, dude. I consider Dances with Wolves a far more respectful handling of American Indians, making them human. Because there was nothing mystical about them.
It's a way better movie than this one.
They were one with the earth. It's like, no, they were no different than any other fucking farmer. You know, they're no different than any farmer that fucking knows what they're doing when it comes to tilling, growing, and rotating.
I think they have people has misunderstood the whole tracker thing because
I love Tom. I'm sorry, Tom's just fucking awesome. I love you, dude.
When Graham's character talks to listen to the soil, listen to the wind, listen to the tree. What I'm hearing, I'm not hearing mystical mumbo jumbo. I'm hearing a tracker.
Yeah, tracker.
Yeah, a tracker. He said the soil gives you hints. It gives you the height, the weight, and that sort of.
Oh
thing.
well, yes. So it's sort of like the guys that rail listeners that you could hear trains coming from miles because sound travels through metal, and they could sit and they would know way before a train was coming that a train was coming. These guys with that kind of listening, and it's the same thing.
It's not just listening; he's observing. I mean, he's taking him apart, and he's just met him, and he can tell his shoes are a little bit too small.
I'm so glad that you
you
interrupted what I was saying to make the point that it was going right where I was going. That I was already getting ready to say that. I said, and then you take that kind of skill set and you involve it with everything around you, and you become very acutely aware of everything, the shift in the wind. Like in Vietnam, commandos were trained to eat Vietnamese food when they were going out into the bush. Why? So when they shit, it didn't smell like American shit. It's all important. The Vietnamese weren't fucking mystical. They were no different. No fucking different. You know, it's just they know their fucking land and they see the shifting weather. You know, they see the shifting wind. You know, and you understand that when a man travels, his footpath is deeper the heavier he is. But what happens if you notice that suddenly his tracks are less deep? Well, then clearly he was carrying something heavy. Ba, ba, ba. This is the same shit that cops learn. That's why, you know, some people who don't know any better would think that Don Ecker is psychic, but he's not. He just knows how to read people and read things and can pretty much guesstimate where somebody's doing something or where they're lying. Because some people are human lie detectors. I can tell when people are fucking lying to me. I have no mystical powers. I had a guy try to say I was psychic, friend of my Patron. He's a member of the Paranormal Society out in Virginia. And he's like, "You're psychic." I said, "I am not psychic. I just know how to read people." Gary is going to strap Anima down and drop moisture in her eyes when making her watch Muppet movies. Well, it's the only way, because it's going to be like that scene from the movie with Malcolm McDowell where they got his eyes held open. And they damaged his eyes making that movie. They hurt his eyes.
Every time you apply a drop on her eyes, you have to say moist.
Yeah, the sound of the drops is the sound moist. Gonna have a Clockwork Orange. That's the movie, Clockwork Orange. I'm never gonna have her watch that movie with me. I love that movie, but that's too fucking dark for Anima. We have to, if she ever watches that movie, she's going to watch the Reader's Digest condensed version, like an edited version that's like 20 minutes long.
At least show her how Darth Vader looks out of the suit.
Gary is psycho, not psychic. Talking about Clockwork Orange now, sometimes the extreme is comical. And that movie is darkly funny. It is. Damn it, I'm a big fan of, and by the way, you'll appreciate that probably more than anybody because you're a man of color. I was in a video store back in the 90s. I think it was 95. I went into this giant it used to be a small Ben Franklin store, and he turned it into a big video store and with aisles and aisles of movies. And I'm all the way to back, and this is like about 50 yards from where I'm at, all the way up to the front where the girl is. And I'm trying to find the Peter O'Toole movie, Ruling Class, which is classified as a black comedy. Now, I'm at the Eastern Illinois University campus right off of it. And so you have a very large black student population, and some of them are in there. And I yelled at the front, "Hey, where are your black comedies?" And then my eyes focused to these black kids that are all looking at me, and I went, as in dark comedies that are about death. And where are they? And I'm already got their attention. I don't want to drag this on any further than it has to. Where's the movie?
Oh man, but Clockwork right now, it's brilliantly done. The way it was designed to make you experiment that thing in which you can feel empathy for the horrible villain.
Yeah. Patrick McGee was a very good actor, man. Not that many people know who the fuck he is. I grew up on his movies. He absolutely loved working with Stanley Kubrick. But you'll find him in a lot of fucking good movies. He was in Chariots of Fire, Stanley Kubrick film, Barry Lyndon. He was also in the movie Zulu. He was the surgeon in the movie Zulu. Good movie, by the way.
Now, I just want to say, you all can't believe that Val Kilmer is Indian, but nobody believes Elizabeth Warren.
No, not even close. By the way, this one annoyed the crap out of me, that line, the Washington Redskin, because a lot of people in Hollywood have this belief that the name of this team was racist. And it's like, no, it was named after the actual tribe up there for them. And it was their chief that was drawn by a tribal artist.
And was approved for the.
It was approved by the tribe. They just don't do any research. They just automatically want to label things racist. And it's like, when they themselves are the racist pricks.
I love how we want representation for them. That is why we're going to erase it from the public eye.
Yeah.
What the hell?
We don't want black icons on our food packaging. We got to get rid of them because it's racist to have them. But getting rid of them isn't racist.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Betty Crocker wasn't a real person, but Aunt Jemima was. Uncle Ben was. Death of Smoochie was a weird movie, but I liked it. So this is a true story. Gene Kelly happened to bump into Malcolm McDowell at a dinner party, never said anything, and walked off. And I know why.
Because he decided to
beat that guy and dancing while kicking him, singing in the rain, singing in the rain.
And that was an improv.
Yeah, and Kubrick didn't want to cut it. And so he finally got the rights to use the song. He had to pay like $10,000 or some shit. And the worst of all, Kubrick banned Clockwork Orange due to the hysterical death threats he received from lookalikes that acted like the characters.
That movie didn't help with his paranoia, because
he had problems.
He started receiving death threats because of the movie, because it was supposedly promoting being violent.
People don't understand that sometimes something is so violent in order to make a statement. They don't get it.
And
Jumbo jets over their heads.
And the thing, it does not attract, it repels. The level of violence in that movie repels you.
Gary
Hello,
Anima
Penny.
Martin, grandbaby is here. Hi, grandbaby. It's funny. She says, I enjoyed Death of Smoochie, and then says, give smooches. But apparently the improv from 97 film proved too much for Gene. Very understandable that he reacted that way.
No.
Well, maybe he was also scared of Malcolm. It's hard to tell.
Well, I can understand.
I've heard nothing but nice things about him.
Yes, but
he's played a lot of villains.
And his looks are intimidating.
He looks evil. He looks evil.
That intense gaze of him. Anyway, going back.
Anywho.
No, man, I love Graham's character in this movie. It's the best character of the whole movie.
Which house?
What? Oh. Oh, the house of the writer that gets assaulted.
Oh, that place.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't know that guy that's helping it works for him. That's Dave Prowse that played Darth Vader.
That's what I said. You had to show that to Anima. So she knows how he looked out of the suit.
Yeah, it's a thoroughly modern designed house. I'm not usually a fan of those, but that one's got such an interesting look, almost like waterfalls or something, the way it's designed.
Or Operation Petticoat, I don't know that one.
What about Operation Petticoat?
Ariel Valet is asking if you have forced Anima and me to watch it.
She would probably enjoy that movie. It's a good film. The thing that cracks me up is they go, the movie inspired violence. It's like, no, those people were violent to begin with.
Violence inspired the movie.
It just inspired cosplay and violence, but they were going to be violent anyway.
And besides that, forgive me if I don't believe in anything that British government says.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, that's exactly what I was saying, Gambit, was that you've got this, when something is presented to you in such a violent way that it's just horrifying. It's there to tell you something. And that's what that violence was for. It was a film that was anti-violence. It was so violent, it was anti-violent. It wasn't romanticizing it. I mean, the movie with Cary Grant and Tony Curtis. Yeah, of course. Now, it's almost like there was a rip-off film called The Wackiest Ship in the Army. It was, kind of stole some of its premise from the other.
Now, this movie it's not a bad movie, but I
have problems with the writing of it.
I think it has too many Deus Ex Machinas.
Well, it's the Deus Ex Machinas and the mystic aspects of it that are just fucking goofy to me.
Well, the mystic aspect is basically used as a Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, and it's like, look, I understand it when you use that shit for horror, but when you try to put it in a dramatic film, you kind of lose me. And oh, hey, Zach, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I thought after 6 years, it was time for a new logo.
For example,
Don't tell them, but I was kind of inspired by Film Threat because I've been a fan of Film Threat since the 90s, Film Threat magazine.
How did that cop knew that they were testing for uranium and knew the materials and everything?
Well, mystic Indian powers just knew there was uranium. Now I understand that he recognizes when they try to seal where they were digging, they use a sealant. It's like, and then of course, first things that pop into my mind is either they're fracking, looking for water or oil, but uranium is kind of a weird jump for me, because uranium, you would have to be able to see it, and by the time you see it, you're probably going to die.
Well, that explains the poisoned water that
Yeah.
they're digging for uranium. And the teacher knows because she tested the water, and nobody but Val Kilmer's character knew that because he saw her getting the samples, but nobody else was there. So how do they know?
And it makes me so fucking angry that they just kill her.
Yeah.
She's killed off camera, and you just find her fucking dead body. And I was like, oh, man.
Oh, well, I have this one for you, Sax.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
Goddamn right. There was a TV series, Operation Petticoat, based on the movie starring John Astin. Quite inferior. Not John Astin, but the show. Yes, John Astin is the superior Astin.
Yeah, I think we all got that.
Surreptitious wink. God, I miss Fred Ward. I want to do Remo Williams soon too. I really that fucking. And it's so racist again. They hired Joel Grey, a fucking Jewish American actor, to play an Asian in it. They completely yellow face him and fucking do the eyes. And don't get me wrong, his character is really funny, but I'm like, yeah, it bothered me. This is back in the 80s, and I'm like, what, they don't have any Asian actors that could have played that part? That was my brain as a young man, growing up on Sesame Street, thinking, I think there are plenty of Asian actors that could have played this part.
Didn't we do Remo Williams already?
You're a bad bear. Au contraire, mon frère. You're not a bad bear. You're just a bear. And bears are evil by nature. There seems to be something wrong with your eye. Not like Paul Twelling's from Heavy Spoilers. He just broadcast his latest James Bond video, and he had shot some of the stuff like 2 months ago for the opening, but then he cuts to him in the studio. He's got fucking conjunctivitis, man. It's just nasty looking. So he puts sunglasses on, the Bond Ray-Bans on, and it looks cool, but then he's still got the strap line going up and through, so he looks like a Bond villain. Let me go see if I can find that for you guys. They can fucking crack me up. YouTube. I don't, because I've got to get back with him, because we've talked about him coming on, and I need to plan him coming on 2 months in advance. If I don't do it 2 months in advance, he won't be able to make it. Because that guy's schedule is fucking nuts. He is so busy, and now he's married. And oh my God, he married up. Because I even told him, I said, dude, man, she's way too hot for you. Yeah, he even put a 2-minute, 31-second apology video for his conjunctivitis. Oh my God, that cracked me up.
This
here it is.
I don't see the point of this scene. Why they are trying to convince him, and if you know, if he doesn't comply, then we'll kill you. No, I think they would have killed him right then and there.
Oh yeah, this whole negotiation thing, it's bullshit. They absolutely would have killed him, and it would have been a whole group of them. It would have been a small group of them, and they would have gone out there with the intent to kill this guy because he's gone too far. He's pushed too far, and there would be no regret on this guy's part because he's a bad guy. He's a corrupt fucking agent. But I still like it. Damn it. I don't care. I still like it.
And the other thing is, they get saved out of the blue by a whole lot of other people who.
Yeah, and then you get this the chanting that is clearly, first of all, they would not be in unison like that. That's clearly from the soundtrack. And people think that they're chanting up there. It's like, no. They just walked up slowly and aimed their weapons down at him. They're not up there fucking chanting. That's just weird. Like, that's like, why would that happen in a world? It wouldn't, is what I'm saying. Let's see. Entire screen. Here we go. I'm going to mute it because I don't want to play this audio because he has James Bond music playing in this video. But you see this footage here. Oh, it won't fucking let me do it again. We're in the wrong studio. Cut. Fuck off. Martin, you pissed me off with this. I know you did this. You're doing this to fuck with me.
Right.
Right. I have that power. Never doubt me again, Gary.
Hello? Gary?
Yeah, what?
Oh, no. Your sound ended like it was, like you have lost sound, but no.
No, I'm good. Now I'm going to turn off my camera and add this to the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Because I think this is funny as shit. And I'm going to enlarge it and make us invisible. There we go. So now I'm going to play. This was recorded like I think 4 months back. He recorded this at the dealership. Looking all healthy. Looking all healthy. And there he is.
Damn, that looks nasty.
Oh my God. I mean, it looks like somebody took a bootstrap to his fucking face, that scar looking thing. I'm like, what did you do? Oh my God. And it's funny as hell. So what does he do? He puts the shades on, which is okay, except for that fucking bootstrap looking scar on his face. So yeah, now he's fucking Blofeld.
But what happened to him?
So he pulls out these kick-ass Ray-Bans. And it looks good except for that fucking scar. And these are actually the James Bond edition Ray-Bans. And the link is down here in the description. If you guys want to check these out, where's it at? Get some Heavy Spoilers merch. You could go to, this is Mason and Sons. They're the ones who made all the James Bond suits since the beginning. But where is the glasses? That's Heavy Spoilers. I'm not seeing it. He said it's in the description, but it's not down here. But Mason and Sons, well, maybe it's through Mason and Sons that you can get the Ray-Bans because they're the official soutier for the Bond films. And I don't know if you've ever checked out their suits, man. They're all tailored. Fucking amazing, dude. So, okay. So now you've seen what he fucking looks like. He's got that fucked up eye, man.
No. But man, what happened to his face?
Got conjunctivitis, man. He's got kids.
Yeah, but the scar. I mean,
I'm guessing that I thought maybe it was from the pillow, and it just got irritated. Yeah, it's like all these guys with rifles, except this one dude right there. He's got a fucking pistol. I'm like, tell that guy to go home. He's useless. You can't hit shit from that distance with a pistol. Sorry, buddy. Thanks, man.
how all these people knew he was going to go there. He decided in a spur of a moment.
They have the power.
They have the power because they're mystical.
Yeah.
If you didn't know this, American Indians, according to this writer, are basically fucking unicorns. They have magical horns, can fly, and shoot sprinkles out their butt. Oh my god!
I don't know why he painted them that way. He lived on a reservation for 5 fucking years. He even learned their language. And then he paints this weird picture of them.
It is, right? It's like you take the time to learn about them, and what do? You Hollywoodize them. But then again, it might have been studio pressure. It's too straightforward a story. We need you to add more mystical elements. It's like, don't listen to executives unless they've came up through the industry on the creative end. Like the 2 producers that worked on that movie that was released by Buena Vista, Disney. And I told you about it. What the fuck movie was that again? I keep forgetting the name of it. That they worked with these guys, and they're like, oh my God, these guys were great. They really knew what they were talking about. Oh, Grosse Point Blank.
Oh, yeah.
Because he absolutely credits him with the way that scene ends, with him going, you got my blessing.
I love that scene.
Little Weasel. I love that. I preferred her nickname for him, which meant fat. Like
yeah.
Fat.
Lard.
Off the lard. It means lard.
That's what his dad called him, and all this time he thought it means good boy or something like that.
Yeah.
And she tells him, yeah, no, you were trouble.
Here's the twist. They should have done a sequel where you find out that he actually murdered her for calling him that.
Oh.
He had to stop that fucking nickname quickly and harshly. Val Kilmer was the real villain. I miss Val. God, I love that guy.
We all do. He was only 65.
Yeah, he's only 4 years older than me.
So sad.
Cancer, dude.
Yeah.
He was a Christian Scientist, and he refused and rejected to take modern medicine. And it was his fucking children that pushed him to finally get treatment, but it was too late. Will Sampson is one of my favorite actors of all time. He's in my top 10 list of favorite actors. Fucking Will Sampson. Died young too. If you grew up where I grew up, I hate those fucking things right there.
What things?
On the road.
It's cattle.
Oh.
Cattle won't cross them. It keeps them in. It freaks them out. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm a big fan. I love the first movie. I also really love the second film. And Will Sampson is in there. Yeah. He's a shaman. But the most popular Native American actor, yeah, Will Sampson. I agree. I love that guy. If you have never seen the movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and we need to do that one because I've wanted to do that for a while. Like Tom Baker acts like we hold off doing these movies. There's a lot of movies for us to do on this.
Dude, we have a backlog. You
Just
wouldn't
a
believe.
backlog.
Yeah.
And unbelievable. I have made thousands of thumbnails and a good bulk of them not done yet because it's something we want to get to eventually. But Poltergeist and Poltergeist 2 is something I'd really enjoy. I did not watch Poltergeist 3, didn't want to. It went too far for me, and I didn't like that she died while making it. And I was like, oh man, they should have, no, man. I get it when you want to do something in somebody's memory, but she looks so sickly in all the scenes, the stills that I've seen in clips. And I'm just like, I can't watch her with those fucking gerbil cheeks. The gerbil cheeks was a symptom of her disease that killed her. And by the way, one of the coolest stories I ever heard was from my dad telling me, he says, yeah, when your mother ran that bar in Phoenix, he says, we got a lot of celebrities in there. One of them was Rockford's buddy that he was in prison with, and with the show Rockford Files. And that actor would pop in every once in a while. And Will Sampson was also another regular. And Dad says, just a really nice guy. Yes, yeah. And Lee Marvin's another one. He's one of those curmudgeons. Like, there are certain actors that if they were alive when I was a journalist, I would never fucking interview because I have a natural fear of them. Lee Marvin's one of them. Harrison Ford is one of them. I've had the opportunities because he's very curmudgeonly. He's always been curmudgeonly, and he's a smartass, which I like. But I took to heart that old saying, don't meet your heroes. And though he's not a hero of mine, he's somebody I really liked and inspired to be like in some ways. And I just saw him as somebody I probably should never fucking meet because it will probably be very disappointing. Well, I'm notorious like that, Tom. I've done interviews with a lot of celebrities. I mean, you think that we don't do interviews. I've done a lot of interviews. I was a journalist for magazines, and my primary job, either writing reviews or doing interviews with movie actors or TV stars. And I remember my first interview with Bruce Campbell. And man, he didn't want to cross blades with me because he discovered pretty quickly in the years we've known each other that I'm as quick-witted as he is. And I insulted him one time fucking with him. Just like I shut him down, and Josh Becker just fucking lost his shit laughing because I just shut him down. Like, I've told this story. I don't want to tell it again. Give them a run for their money. It's fun. And, one thing I also did, because like I was interviewing Jeremy Roberts. He was on the TV show with Bruce Campbell, the Western series, Briscoe County Jr. And he was in a movie with Bruce. And Bruce went into the movie going, you look so familiar. I know you from somewhere. He goes, we did a TV show together. But Jeremy was really taken aback by that. Like, you don't fucking remember me? And he goes, oh, yeah. And I know who you are. It's because of the haircut. The haircut confused him because he didn't look the same way in the TV show. And but Jeremy sat there and I did this interview with him. And the first time he said, nobody has ever got me to talk about my experiences during the Vietnam War. How do you do that? And I said, well, the technique I use is something I learned as a paramedic. And when you're a paramedic, you have to deal with people who are potentially mentally ill. And we're taught a way of speaking to them, which is commonality. It's common conversation where you show commonality and it gets people to relax. And I find that using the same technique with mentally ill people works with people from Hollywood. And I just looked at him like that. And he looked at me, he goes, you just shit on me. And I went, a little bit. But it's true. I use that same technique on them because, they tend to be vain, egotistical sometimes. And that vanity and stuff, you learn to play with it. And but Jeremy wasn't. Jeremy's a pretty down-to-earth guy. Him and Charlotte, his wife, man, just wonderful people. They're still married. 30 years, man. 30 years of marriage. He retired, though, because after his open heart surgery, he had a heart attack and then had open heart surgery, had a valve put in, and I've tried to get him to come on the show, and he's too nervous. He's too nervous. He likes the web being between him, where he just writes stuff and he doesn't have to be on camera and talk.
He can do a show off camera.
Yeah, Roger Deakins, absolutely. Careful, Gary. Bruce Campbell might have punched you with his chin. And by the way, one of the first things he ever said when I did the artwork for Running Time, he says, "My God, you're the first artist to draw my chin correctly." I really suspect that that's what happened here, because the executives, clearly the executives that worked on this film, were fucking had their heads up their asses because they wanted Richard Gere for the American Indian res cop.
Richard, I have no facial expression gear. That would have worked beautifully.
Yeah, I
And
like that movie.
suspicious.
I know. So, well, that's it, guys. I guess I could go a little bit into some of the stuff with this because the film was primarily shot in South Dakota. Specific sets including the Pine Ridge Reservation, which was dubbed the Bear Creek Reservation. Other filming locations used were in the Washington, D.C. area for the opening sequences. The film employed many Native American actors, which I do like, some of whose screen roles mirror their real live roles. The actor John Trudell, who played the Indian activist suspected of murder in the film inspired by the real life events surrounding Leonard Peltier, was in fact a Native American activist as well as a poet and singer. Chief Ted Thin Elk, who played an honored Lakota medicine man, was a Lakota elder himself, which you brought this up because he's also in the movie Dances with Wolves as the chief. Badlands National Park and Wootton in South Dakota were also used as backdrop location for the real life incidents which took place during the 1970s. Yeah, but the running American Indians in that scene weren't from the 1970s. That was a recreation of what happened originally at Wounded Knee. And I thought that they did a poor job of explaining that. It kind of bugged me that they did that. Filming was done with the support of the Oglala Sioux people who trusted Apted and Fusco to express their story. I still think they failed them by making them mystic beings, like something from a James Cameron fantasy film. Wind River Tom, what? Come on, you know that movie. Please tell me you're fucking around. Alive? Finra Howells. Finra, what's up? Iron Maiden remembers. But Wind River is a great little film. I do like that film. It's a procedural film, and it's got, again, Graham Greene is in it. He's not one of the main stars, but he is one of the leads in the film. It's got the kid from that played the Archer at Marvel. What is that fucking guy's name? Jeremy Renner. That's it, Renner. Thank you. It's got the always beautiful Elizabeth Olsen, Graham Greene. It's got Kelly Asbill in it, which I find interesting because she has led to a lot of controversy because she's not American Indian, but she portrays American Indians all the time. She's actually, I do believe she's Japanese or Japanese descent. But I really do like that film. It uses a lot of American. Oh, Gil Birmingham, who's a regular with the writer-director Taylor Sheridan. He's on Yellowstone. And of course, he brought Kelsey over from Yellowstone, too. And look, it's one of my favorite films that he wrote, Sheridan. And it has, in my opinion, one of the most realistic shootouts in a modern film. And it's gritty. It's fucking fast. People think that shootouts, they're going to be a while. No, they go quickly. They go quickly. And this film doesn't hold back on its gritty realism with that. And I also really love the way Renner's character fucking handles the final bad guy. And it has one of the most satisfying endings. So if you have not seen it, we're going to be doing that film tomorrow. And I'm telling you, you're going to like it. You're going to like it. It's a good film.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, Barry Newman, another great actor. I talked about him recently because he's in The Limey. Love Alistair McLean. And Wind River has this agent that comes to this area to investigate a homicide. And once again, if this is true, because I use this, because I explained this in St. Thomas, which is in Vindicated, that scene where Frank Tedesco, who's my half Indian, half Italian cop, and his character first was with the FBI, and he was sent to Fort Huachuca because a soldier was killed on a federal reservation. That's not local cops. That's fucking feds. And if you have an incident take place on federal reservation, that's who comes in, the FBI. And so he's sent in, and a whole bunch of shit starts falling apart quickly in the story. And just a bunch of bad stuff happening in a very short period of time. Nowadays, you see all the violence on TV and Fusion. Well, this is my problem with the excess use of beautiful fight choreography, where they make it too clean to where you lose the violence of the fight. And that's why, you know, I prefer grittier, more realistic fight scenes in my films. Sloppy, where it gets a little sloppy, because that happens, because you can't pre-guess every single fucking move, which is why I like that fight scene in the stairwell in Casino Royale. It's a sloppy fucking fight, but it's well choreographed. Fear is the Key, 1972. Yeah, I've seen a picture of it before. Billy Jack really went to that length with his character. Tom Laughlin. I know a lot of, I'm not going to say that word. Gambit, it's a fun movie, great ending. So, and I'm assuming you're talking about this movie, right, Tom?
No.
And I think he's talking about the first starring role for Ben Kingsley was as Gandhi. Yeah, the violence becomes cartoony. It runs out of. That's why I like the first John Wick, and it started like it kind of went downhill from there. Even though John Wick 2 is still pretty good, John Wick 3 started to get a little too cartoony, and then John Wick 4 was just fucking ridiculous. I can barely watch that fucking movie. It's like they lost sight of what they were trying to make. So anyway, that's it, guys. I can't think of anything else to say, but we will be talking about Wind River tomorrow, which is a very good film. Again, starring Elizabeth Olsen, Jeremy Renner, and Graham Greene. And it's a solid movie. Great cast. And it's, in my opinion, one of the best scripts by Taylor Sheridan. And he directed it too. So there you go. Sloppy and pathetic, and so on. Exactly. Fear is the key. Let me look it up real quick because I may have already seen it. Yeah, I've seen the movie. Yeah, it's got that's what we were talking about, Barry Newman. Yeah, I've seen this movie.
Apparently, Amelia has to.
Yeah, the poster is so weird because it's got Barry Newman, not the girl with the shirt going off the shoulder. And I'm like, no, we want that with the woman, not with Barry Newman. That's just weird. But I do remember. I liked it as a kid. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. How old was I? 9 when that came out. So, but that's it, guys. I guess we'll get out of here.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
Because Sandra Hammerslag wasn't here to request that, I had to play it. So there you go. We will be back tomorrow. You know the film. Just remember this episode was brought to you by Backdoor Beaver with the special buttery anal glands that give you that delicious, rich, buttery flavor on the popcorn. Only thing you got to add is salt. And that's it, guys. Guess we'll see you mañana. Glad you're feeling better, Martin.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad to.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Y'all come back now.